Whilst there are some truly luxurious caravans on the market, the elite class of touring vehicles belongs to motorhomes. And nothing proves this better than the exclusive luxury of Niesmann and Bischoff. With 30 years of experience under their belts, this German manufacturer is now part of the Hymer Group and is imported into the UK exclusively by Travel World, one of the country's leading motorhome dealers. Today, Caravan Times is in Shropshire to take a look inside and find out what £100,000 worth of motorhome really looks like. I'm joined now by Ross Edwards from Travel World. Could you tell me, what is it about Niesmann and Bischoff that makes them such a special premium motorhome brand?
Niesmann and Bischoff have been pretty much at the top of the tree in terms of motorhome manufacturers for over 30 years now. They were a standalone company originally and more recently part of the Hymer Group, but they're now considered to be the premium brand within the Hymer Group. The vast majority of the appeal and the benefit is the build quality, obviously famous German build quality. But then more so the construction, so aluminium sandwich construction within the walls, which is very rare within the motorhome industry, no wood in the construction.
Tell us a bit about the floor construction. I understand that's much thicker than you normally get on a motorhome.
Within German motorhome brands, winterization is a term that's used. Niesmann again are probably the top of the tree in terms of what they offer for winterization, so very deep double floors, probably twice the depth of most continental manufacturers. All the tanks are internal within that double floor, along with the aluminium insulation properties of the sidewall construction and the very high quality styrofoam within that construction. And then other features such as the thermo insulated electric front blind for the windscreen. It stops losing any heat or cold out of that glass.
We're sat now inside one of the 2014 Arto ranges. What have Niesmann and Bischoff done to freshen things up and up their game for the new season?
Big changes for 2014 actually, yes, we're very pleased with the changes they've made. They've completely redesigned the exterior of the Arto. They have probably lost a little bit of their Germanic qualities for 2014 and have gone for a very automotive styling with the front and rear fiberglass cap design, LED lighting, flush side lockers, garage big enough for a full-size bike, and then also a new concept for the interior design with 3 bases to choose from, 2 leather, 1 fabric, and then up to 39 different cushion designs which are interchangeable, so you haven't got to be stuck with the same interior colour for the whole of its life. You can alter the interior design throughout the life of ownership.
Then there's the flare range. What can you tell us about the flare range? How's that changed for this year?
Because of all the big changes within Arto range, the flare hasn't had a huge amount of changes to it, but the plan is that it'll have a complete revamp for 2015 for next season, so it will look on the outside exactly the same as the Arto.
With a motorhome like this, surely you'll want to use it all year round and get value for money. What have Niesmann and Bischoff done to make sure that these models operate their best even in the depths of winter?
For the German consumer and for many of the European consumers, being winterized and being able to use all year round is very important, so that is a big part of the design. There are different levels, as I mentioned again, in terms of winterization. The Niesmann is designed to go down to -30, so that's obviously quite extreme. Truma is a standard feature on Arto, and on the bigger Artos, Aldi is actually standard, and it's standard on Flare as well, which is a warm water heating system. This is something that many of the continental brands use, but it is the pinnacle of a heating system, so it is effectively a hot water radiator heating system throughout the vehicle. It's run throughout the double floor as well as the vehicle itself, so it allows the tanks within the double floor not to freeze, and it also heats the entire of the coach itself. The way that they design the furniture internally allows for heat to flow in a circular motion around the vehicle as well, so none of the furniture within the vehicle or the cabinets are fixed firmly against the wall. There is a gap of 1 inch behind them to allow the heat to pass through, which again is quite rare. Everything in the design is thought about to improve the use within the winter period.
Tell me a bit about the customers that come to your dealership. What are they looking for in a Niesmann and Bischoff, and what are they impressed by?
The UK consumer probably isn't generally going to be using them in the winter period as much as potentially the Germans are, but obviously there's always a customer for the best quality of anything in the market, and so I think people who want the best build quality, the best options, the best features, will generally drift towards Niesmann and Bischoff. It's probably rare to have a first-time buyer being sold this brand, but somebody who's owned and used motorhomes for many years and appreciates the difference in the quality, and that's where they would come to Niesmann and Bischoff.
And finally, there are a lot of optional extras I noticed with this model. Which ones are the most popular? What do people find themselves drawn to?
There are so many options with Niesmann and Bischoff. Options like the leather interior from the standard fabric. A heated windscreen is a new option this season, which I think will be a big hit. Central locking for all of the locker doors, including the habitation door, which is relatively rare on integrated models. Satellite navigation, along with Oyster satellite system for television.
So you're spoiled for choice, basically.
Indeed, yes.
Fantastic. Well, thanks a lot for your time. Ross Edwards from Travel World.
Thank you.
We've all had dreams of winning the lottery and driving off into the sunset, so if your lucky numbers come up, or you're just lucky enough to be able to afford one, then one of these smart and refined Niesmann and Bischoff motorhomes should be right at the top of your shopping list.